From a barber in Beirut's scholarly district to a hairdresser in a Hong Kong alleyway, we get a haircut in 4 cities. They might be in different locations, but they each give customers a service that's personal and tailored. We find out what makes a good salon from 4 masters of the trade.
In England, men's-only barbershops once had a slightly dodgy reputation. If you found one in a Soho alleyway, you'd probably think twice before entering. But British entrepreneur Joe Mills has made a niche for himself by offering both old-fashioned wet shaves and a good, modern haircut. Having started in the industry at the age of 15, he found that high street chains didn't really know how to do men's grooming. He realized there was a market for someone who specializes in a neater cut, done carefully and reliably.
We took things that we liked about what was traditional and then did a modern twist on it. You know, we have guys that come in here for a wet shave that are CEOs of companies, and it's the only time for 45 minutes they switch off their BlackBerry. That's the only time, because that's their small window, and it's a 45-minute haircut. It's not rushed.
Like other hair salons, Joe & Co. offers grooming products, but Joe only sells brands he likes himself, and they're usually made locally by small manufacturers. His staff come from all over Europe, and he says the talent base in London is strong. The tradition of apprenticeships is still very much alive in this industry, and the young men and women who enter the trade do it because they have a passion for it.
I still cut hair every day. You know, I'm not sitting in an office telling people what to do. I stand beside my team and I still love doing what I do. And I think that's the key to making anything that's a creative business work. Because at the end of the day, you're standing on your feet all day and it's hard work.
Gilberto Valadares is known in his neighborhood as Pepito. He's a hairdresser and barber in downtown Havana and runs a gallery out of his living room salon. He calls it Arte Corte, a museum dedicated to the art of hairdressing. He's grown the space slowly over the years, chair by chair, painting by painting, assembling the collection of tools that aim to show the cultural heritage of being a barber. The collection of paintings on the wall consists of work by hairdressers reflecting on their trade, and paintings by artists with their own take on the craft. Creating a space that encourages lingering is important for any hairdresser, and in Cuba, the social element is more important than anywhere. In a country where imports are limited, hairstyles respond more to local taste and tradition than to the latest global fashions. But some things are changing. Pepito is one of the innovators in a new trend that gives more scope to entrepreneurs.
Siempre digo que para ser un buen peluquero uno debe ser buena persona, porque realmente socialmente ocupa un lugar especial en la sociedad. Somos una especie de sacerdote, ¿no? O confidente de los clientes. Tenemos momentos de confesión y, en fin, yo pienso que realmente no me imagino una sociedad sin un peluquero.
Pepito's neighborhood is changing rapidly. The restoration of the old town has been going on since the 90s, and the sound of Havana's street life blends with the noise of building works. But Pepito thinks the tight-knit community will stay intact and sees the architectural restoration as a mirror to the cultural restoration of his trade.
Mike's barbershop lies in a Beirut neighborhood that has seen reversals of fortune and dramatic transitions. In the mid-1950s, Mike's brother bought the local salon, and it stayed in the family since then. 3 years before the country descended into civil war, Mike took over the business. Concrete and asphalt dominate the environment today, but 20 years ago, it was a well-groomed community of bankers, diplomats, writers, and socialites, and their tailors, beauty parlors, and hair salons. Today, Mike's space is a snapshot of modern Beirut. The clients are usually young, whether from the nearby American University or the local colleges.
We built our history, our family, from this barbershop. And we say in Arabic, when you eat from the plate, I born and raised in this area. I own this area a lot. I own it respect, and I own it politeness. I defend my barbershop. And this is what makes Mike, the secret Mike.
Down a narrow alleyway in a quiet area just a few meters from the bustling center of Hong Kong, Benki Chen has created something of a hair oasis. To call Visage One a hairdressing salon would be to miss the point. It's a cozy space that's designed just as much for taking it easy and reading a book as it is for getting your hair cut. Chen learnt the trade working at a large hairdressing salon, but decided to set out on his own and create something different. He's selective about his customers and very particular about his surroundings.
Now I just like cut hair for the people I love to cut. I need the space. Sometimes you work in a very busy hair salon or busy place, you just like a factory maker.
He's made the place unique by adding music gigs to the list of services. Once a week, musicians are invited to play, and a handful of people, all drawn there by the word of mouth, find their way down to the alley to listen. The small crowd, low lighting, and limited space give the shows a house concert feel. It's a kind of zen haircutting and feel-good hangout for those who can find the place.